Why is weight loss so hard for you? Wouldn't it be amazing if you could drop an extra 60 pounds without even trying? What if you could lose the weight without counting calories, macros, or extreme workouts? Well, it is possible, and I know because I did it. And I'm going to tell you all about this in this episode of the Beautiful Body Show. For those of you who don't know me, I'm Bogdan, a certified detox specialist and lymphatic iridologist trained under Dr. Robert Morse. I've struggled with chronic fatigue, overweight, joint and back pain, just to name a few. I dedicated my life to helping people get their beautiful body, health and life back. As soon as you implement this exact method, you will burn body fat faster than ever with minimum effort. In this video, I'll share the exact 5-step method we use in our Beautiful Body community to help women eliminate body fat. No willpower required, so they can reclaim their lean bodies, energy and confidence and feel amazing in their favorite dresses and swimsuits again. And if you want the exact guide for women over 40 who want to drop over 20 pounds of body fat per month, with all the meals and lifestyle changes the Woman I Guide followed, so you can follow along, you can grab it for free. Just click the link in the description and join the BB tribe before you forget. So let's dive in. Let me tell you something I wish someone had told me sooner. There was a time I thought I was battling food. I blamed the craving, I blamed the takeout, I blamed the fact that I had no time. But the truth, I was fighting myself. And the hardest part, I didn't even realize it until I saw a stranger in the mirror. He looked tired, bloated, older than his age. His eyes had lost their light. He wasn't just in physical pain, he was emotionally exhausted. Maybe you've had a moment like that too. At first, I thought comfort was helping me. Comfort food, comfort shows, comfort deliveries, no cooking, no rules, no pressure. It felt like freedom. But it was a trap. Every easy choice I made was building a prison around me, and breaking out, that felt impossible. But here's what I discovered. It's not about what's easy, it's about what gives you the life you want. It's not easy to change your habits, but it's also not easy to live with constant guilt after eating, joint pain that keeps you up at night, shame that clings to your reflection, a quiet voice that whispers you're failing. So we don't get to choose easy, we get to choose our heart. And I choose a different heart. I started with something no one could see, my imagination. I closed my eyes and saw the most beautiful version of myself. Energized, shredded, confident, glowing skin, clear eyes, peaceful. And even though I wasn't there yet, I could feel him. So I stopped chasing perfection. I stopped stepping on the scale every morning just to feel bad. Instead, I asked myself, how do I feel? And not how much do I weigh? And that simple shift, that's when everything started to change. I gave myself grace. If I overate at night, I didn't punish myself. I worked more the next day. I ate lighter. I listened to my body. Craving sweets, I grabbed some dates. Craving chips, I made my own at home. Eventually, I switched to sweet potato chips. Craving soda, sparkling water with lemon became my go-to. Was it perfect? No, but it was consistent. And consistency, that's what changes lives. So if you're in that place right now, just know you're not stuck. You're just at the beginning. And maybe today you don't need to change everything. Maybe all you need is to ask yourself, what's one thing I could swap that would make me feel proud of myself by tonight? Because that's how healing begins. But I also realized something else. Even with this new mindset, I was still stuck in another trap. Extremes. Let me be honest with you. I used to sabotage myself with extremes. Either I go all in, strict diet, intense workouts, daily weigh-ins, or I do absolutely nothing. There was no middle ground. It was black or white, win or fail. And every time I failed, I felt like I was a failure. Maybe that's where are you too? I realized later that pressure wasn't coming from the workouts. It wasn't even about food. It came from the expectation to be perfect, to go fast, to be unstoppable, to prove I could change overnight. And that mindset, it came from my past. Growing up, maybe like you, I tried so hard to meet expectations, to be good, to be enough, and later on, especially in my career. But the truth is, I spend so much time trying to make others proud that I forget to love myself first. And that's when it hit me. You don't need to prove anything to anyone. You need to give yourself permission to heal at your own pace. Because here's the thing. Crazy workouts, that's not sustainable for women over 40. They often lead to joint pain, back pain, burnout, physically, emotionally, mentally. And on the other side, doing nothing at all, being sedentary, leads to weight gain, emotional eating, chronic fatigue, and that awful cycle of guilt, binge, crash, repeat. So I found something different, something softer, gentler, but still powerful. Zone 2 movement. Low stress, high impact. Think brisk walking, swimming, treadmill or elliptical at a pace where you can still talk. These aren't easy, they're effective. They move your lymphatic system, the body's sewer system. And that's where the weight gain and inflammation starts. And guess what? The lymph has no pump like a heart. It depends on movement and astringent fruits like grapes, citrus, berries to flow and clean house. So no, you don't need a 60 minutes HIIT class. You need 20 minutes of mindful walking. And maybe that work doesn't have to be solo. Ask your partner to join. Ask your daughter, your son, your mom. Walk with your dog. If you've got another 3 people in your house, each of them could walk with you on 2 different days. That leaves 1 day for you to walk with the most important person of all, yourself. That 1 day alone, that might be the day you hear what your heart's been trying to say all along. But even after I found my rhythm with movement, I noticed something still wasn't right. My body was tired, I was still waking up groggy. And that's when I discovered one of the biggest fat loss secrets that happens when you're not doing anything at all. There was a time when I did everything by the book. The raw food, the movement, the dry fasting, but that fat wasn't dropping the way I expected. And my energy still low. I was frustrated because no matter how well I ate or how much I moved, I still woke up groggy. I still felt inflamed. I still had cravings at night. And then it hit me. If you don't fix your sleep, you're setting yourself up to fail. Because sleep, that's your body's real fat burning window. It's when your nervous system calms, it's when your cells detox, it's when your body finally gets a chance to heal and shed fat naturally. But I wasn't giving my body that chance. I stay up scrolling my phone, watching Netflix past 10 p.m., keeping my brain wired long after it was begging to rest. And I missed the most important moment, that 10 p.m. window when melatonin kicks in, your master sleep hormone, your body's overnight repair signal. What happened instead? My mood crashes, my stress tolerance dropped, I ate faster, I craved food I didn't even like, and with that kind of stress, cortisol goes up and emotional eating kicks in hard. So I took a hard look at my nights and I made a vow to change. Here's what I did. I stopped eating and drinking by 7 p.m. I dimmed the light and used only warm yellow bulbs to mimic sunset. I got into bed by 9 p.m. No phone, no TV. I picked an actual book, a real one, not a screen. And something magical happened. I fell asleep faster, I slept deeper. I woke up rested, without that foggy, bloated feeling. I didn't get up to pee 3 times a night. My digestion calmed down and my fat finally started to melt off without doing anything new in the day. That's when I realized you don't burn fat when you're pushing harder. You burn fat when your body feels safe enough. And sleep, that's where safety begins. And when I started sleeping better, something else happened. My cravings calmed down, but I knew I had to go even deeper because the next question was, what was I feeding myself when I was awake? The next thing I changed was that I started to eat real food. I stopped eating things that had a barcode and I started eating things that had life. See, at first I didn't even realize how much fake food I was consuming. I thought, I'm not eating that bad. But when I looked closer, my drinks were packaged with sugar, my snacks were full of preservatives, my meals were more about convenience than nutrition. Here's what I discovered. Processed food is designed to trick your taste buds and keep you addicted, but it leaves your body starving for real food. And the easiest way to gain fat? Liquid calories. One drink from Starbucks Over 500 calories goes in 15 minutes, but it takes about 80-minute gym workout to just burn that off. Not a fair trade. So I started making simple swaps. Soda, swap with sparkling water with lemon. Hot chocolate, swap with cacao powder with plant milk. Candy, swap with dates. Chips, make my own sweet potato crisps baked at home. And instead of snacking all day, I filled my meals with real fruits, veggies and hydrating fruits that actually nourish me. But here's the truth. Changing your food starts with changing your environment. I didn't just try to rely on willpower. I cleaned out my house. I got rid of junk food or made it hard to access. If you live with family who still eats those things, I get it. You might not be able to throw everything away, but you can move it. I put the fruits on the counter, salads and good stuff on the top shelves. The junk I hid on the bottom, out of sight, and that means out of mind. Because what's easy to grab becomes what you eat, and what's visible becomes what you crave. Let me make this clear. You don't have to be perfect. You don't need to ban every indulgence, but you do need to make real food the rule, not the exception. Next time a craving hits, try asking, what is my body really asking for right now? And what's the closest healthy version I can give it? Because here's what I believe. Living foods are for living bodies. When you cook food, you destroy the enzymes, you weaken the life force. That's why the more raw food I added, the faster the fat dropped. But I didn't go 100% overnight. I started with 50% raw every day. That was my rule. Simple, achievable. And it worked for me and for the woman I guide. So no, you don't need to track. You don't need to restrict. You don't need to obsess. You just need to eat like your body was made to heal. But healing doesn't just come from what you eat, it comes from how you eat. And I learned that the hard way. Back when I was binge eating, especially fast food, I thought I had a willpower problem. I'd eat more than I needed, then spiral into guilt. I messed up again. I have no control. I'll never change. Maybe you've had those moments too, where every bite feels like it's proving your failure. But here's what I've learned. If you're binge eating, it's not because you're broken, it's because you're disconnected. See, back then I wasn't really eating my food. I was rushing, I was distracted, I was stuffing emotions more than I was nourishing my body. And the problem, the brain needs time and simplicity to know when you're full. I was eating fast and I was mixing too many foods at once. Each ingredient carries a different signal, a code the brain has to decode. And the more combos you throw in, the more confused your body gets. But when I slowed down, when I simplified, I noticed I could eat 6 bananas and feel amazing, but 2 slices of pizza felt me foggy, stuffed and emotionally wrecked. Why? Because bananas are natural, simple and full of life. They're one message for the body to understand. But processed food, it's chaos. Too many signals, too little nourishment. That's when your body keeps screaming, I'm still hungry, because it's not full, it's confused. So here's what I did. I removed distractions, no phone, no TV, just me and the food. I looked at what I was eating, genuinely noticing it. I chewed slowly, fully, let it mix with saliva. I put the fork down between bites, gave myself space. I listened. And you know what happened? I got full faster, I digested better. My body felt safe, heard, respected. And that's when the cravings began to fade. Because the truth is, digestion doesn't start in your stomach, it starts in your mouth. And healing your digestion, that's one of the fastest ways to accelerate fat loss. So here's your challenge. Next time you eat, try this. Can I turn this meal into a moment of connection? Because when you reconnect with your food, you reconnect with your body, and that's when the healing begins. These 5 shifts completely changed my life, not just physically, but emotionally and spiritually. And now, I help women just like you do the same, with a method that feels natural, nourishing and sustainable. If you want to accelerate your fat burn, then join the Beautiful Body Tribe and do it right for the first time. You will not only lose body fat, but will also heal from the inner self and build a long, sustainable and better connection with the food. Click the link in the description and join now for free. And don't stop here. My next video goes even deeper into body transformation secrets. I'll see you there. Thanks for watching.